She's not here, but just have her come down.
When Jill gets here, have her come down here.
That'd be great, thanks.
The budget thingy this afternoon will be on Facebook.
Mhm.
We discovered Republican came out.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, all right.
Portion of the basement in this main support beam is.
Oh, I've never seen the spirit meeting, the schedule's just like.
Mhm.
It's
I've
gone.
never seen that before.
It's 80% gone, it's right away. Oh, good. Let's hope that's right. We need to get so we got something coming out on Sunday. My grandma died, her house was built in the 1880s. And at some point in the 1960s, somebody confessed her that when you have to work this beam, you always do it in steel.
Message has been delivered.
Thank you much.
And so in her dying room,
Yeah.
they got a pillar that was made out of steel. But all of the pillars on the side
Alright.
were made out of wood.
So call the County Board meeting to order for August 23rd. Rise to pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Have roll call.
Rhodes,
Present.
Holgren,
Present.
Fonsberger,
Present.
Sykes, Overmeyer.
All right, so the open meeting law is posted in the back of the room and out in our hallway. Proof of publication for today's meeting was posted in the York News Times on August 18, as well as online. Review and approve the minutes for the August 9th Commissioners Board meeting.
Move to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Thank you. A roll call?
Fonsberger,
Yes.
Holgren,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Sykes, and Overmeyer.
All right, and we'll need an adoption of today's agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adopt the agenda for the York County Board of Commissioners for Tuesday, August 23rd, 2022.
Thank you.
Second.
Thanks. Roll call, please.
Holgren,
Yes.
Fonsberger,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Sykes, Overmeyer.
All right. We'll move on then to officials forum. Good morning.
Good morning. Chris Johnson, the zoning administrator for the county. I am still settling into my new role. Been going through the zoning regulations that have been most recently adopted. I'm going to be working predominantly on zoning today. There have been a number of, I'll call them outfits, that have brought to my attention some proposed zoning regulations. Those zoning regulations would include solar. They would include pipeline, specifically the carbon pipeline. Zoning regulations, most of it seems to do with energy, seems to do with, I don't know whether it's a symptom of the Build Back Better agenda or a symptom of just the way that life is moving in the realm of green energy. But a lot of that has been brought to my attention, so the zoning commission probably needs to hold a public meeting here in the not too distant future so that we can get some public input on some of these proposed regulations. I believe at least the solar has been provided in the past prior to my arrival here even to at least some of the commissioners because I did receive it directly from a commissioner. So for that, we probably just need to be thinking about that. To that extent, our zoning regulations were last revamped, I believe, and adopted in 2015. obviously life is very different in 2022 than it was in 2015 for a number of different reasons, not the least of which is technology and the way that our energy resources are being expended. It may not be a bad idea to start looking at perhaps redoing a comprehensive plan as well. I don't know that we're necessarily due for that quite yet, but with the way that things are moving, it's definitely not a bad idea to start thinking about that. I don't have anything to discuss and act on at this point. I just wanted to bring it to the board's attention that I am getting some of these proposed regulations in, have been going over them, have been talking with some zoning administrators from other counties, specifically up north, who have already adopted some of these and getting some of their experiences so that I myself can be more educated when I bring it before this board and before we have any type of a public hearing or a public meeting on that. So that's all I have.
Perfect, very good, thanks. I think that's all good. Any questions?
I think the industry standard for comp plans are typically 10 years,
Right.
revisit those, so, but again, 10 years is, what, 3 years away? So 2.5 years away, so.
Well, and the comprehensive plan, I believe, was drafted in early 14 and adopted in early 15.
Right.
So we are right close to that 10-year mark, and especially if we're looking at potentially adding, revamping significant sections of it. I mean, it may not be a bad idea to just look at it all at once, rather than doing it now, waiting a year, doing it again.
Right, because the comprehensive plan isn't something you do in 2 months. It's,
No, it's a lengthy process. It needs public input.
and it's a lot of meetings for the planning commission too,
Yes.
so.
And so it's something at least it's not right around the corner, but it's peeking around the bend.
Thank you.
Very good. Go ahead.
I think with pipelines, we talked about that a number of years ago, and we pretty well decided just to abide by what the state statutes read at that point. So we didn't really adopt anything extra.
It was brought to me specifically regarding the carbon pipeline that was talked about last meeting. So it's something to discuss, not necessarily something that it may be right for York County, it may not. That's why we hold the hearings.
Very good. All right, thank
Anything
you.
else? All right. Thank you.
Good morning,
Good morning.
Harvey Time, Highway Superintendent. Just a quick update on the roads department. We're still blading roads, hauling gravel, Road 4 down the approaches to the bridge. We're roughly half done with that project. Still gonna be at least a couple of weeks before we get that out, open simply for the concrete cure and so on and so forth there. That is kind of where we're at and starting another project, so that's
Very
kind
good.
of where we're at this point in time.
Very good. Questions for Harvey? All right, thank you. Any other for officials? Okay. Public forum. Anybody from the public that wants to speak? Anything that's not on the agenda today?
Willard Peterson, 514 Road 13, address is York, but I'm from Bradshaw. I just had some general-ish comments about the upcoming budget, not necessarily hearings, but workshops and so forth. I would like you to think in mind of, in the vein of having to cut quite a bit over $1 million out of the county's proposed what departments have proposed. That the number one issue of things I think you shouldn't mess with and should keep it right on track are roads. And along with roads, that also means employees for the roads And in general, employees, that would be number 2 on my list. That the employees of this county are the next, in my opinion, one of the next priorities. So roads, anything to do with roads, also safety, sheriff, dispatch, those kinds of things, would be probably number 2. Employees, employees are extremely important for the county to run in any kind of a way. And then after that, it's kind of a whatever. Now, I know you're being, how much effort or how much money you gotta put into them. So I would say roads, safety, and employees. Those 3, think of those 3 and work with your budget in that way, and whatever's left, then somehow you figure that out, which, good luck. So,
Fun time.
Okay,
Thanks.
yep.
All right, no general assistance and no need for executive
Daniel,
session today.
there was
Yes.
somebody else from the public. Did you wanna,
It was-
all right,
okay,
sorry.
that's all right.
I saw you move, I thought maybe you wanted to get up here and talk.
All right, so let's go ahead and review and approve payroll and vendor claims. Standard, I don't know if there was anything too out of the ordinary this time.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we approve payroll and vendor claims as presented.
Very good.
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Holgren.
Yes.
Swansford.
Yes.
Rhodes.
Yes.
Sykes and Overbeard.
All right. There's no interfund transfers today. So next up is discuss and act on senior center agreement with on aging. Do we have anybody? Keith, is that? All right, very good.
I guess I'm just here to see if the county wants to renew their agreement with the York Area Senior Center.
Very good.
It's between York County Aging Services and the Senior Center. I guess it was due probably last month, but I'm a little late getting here.
Sure, very good. Anything changed in it since last year?
Nothing that I'm aware of. Last year, I know the county attorney went over and made a few minor changes, but I don't see any problems with that. So.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, yeah, so I think that we, as far as I know, we want to keep the partnership going, but any thoughts or questions?
We have a new county attorney now, so maybe it would
We
be
do.
a bad idea for
Him to review it.
him to review it first,
Okay.
and then that would also give us an opportunity to look over, because I haven't seen anything presented to us yet.
Right.
So, I think do you think we could get that done for the next meeting in 2 weeks, Gary?
Yes.
Okay.
Very good.
Does that sound, so I would move then to postpone action on this item, and that the agreement be sent to the county attorney's office for review
Perfect.
and recommendation.
Thank
Okay.
you. Very
Thank you.
good. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Holgren.
Yes.
Swansford.
Yes.
Rhodes.
Yes.
Sykes. Overbeard.
All right, next up is discuss and act on survey agreement project number STP-S93A. Spur. So the county surveyor would tie them out and return them. I think we've done this on projects on Highway 34 and up on 69. And as far as the agreement, it looks pretty standard. So,
Mr. Chairman, it's just protocol that we go through this process. We've done it all the rest of them. I would just go ahead and make a motion to approve the survey agreement project number STPS 93A.
very good. Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Lonsberg.
Yes.
Holgren.
Yes.
Rhodes.
Yes.
Sykes.
All right, discuss and act on adopting a resolution to set preliminary levies for political subdivisions within the county. I think those were all included in the packet. Have any? Cemetery districts and fire departments and the different, all have got them turned in. Any questions on them?
I appreciated having the requests from each
Mm-hmm.
subdivision
Right.
included on here this year.
I thought, and this way you can check my numbers too, make sure they're all.
Did everybody get theirs in?
Everybody did, one was a little late,
We've had that before.
yeah.
And you need this as a resolution,
As a
correct?
resolution, yes.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we adopt a resolution to set the preliminary levies for political subdivisions within York County as presented.
Second that.
Very good, thank you. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Holgren.
Yes.
Lonsberg.
Yes.
Rhodes.
Yes.
Sykes. And
All right. Discuss and act on setting wages for the deputies, deputy clerk, deputy assessor, treasurer, deputy clerk of the district court, deputy county attorney, and deputy public defender. So, I think we had requests turned in for a $2 increase for the deputy county clerk. I'd be setting that wage at $24 an hour. The assessor, did we have one come in for the assessor? Okay, so that one was looking at, it was just a recommendation of it around, or receive at least $30, and
The same as the deputy treasurer, $26.50.
Mhm.
Good with that. so.
Okay. And so then the deputy county treasurer request came in for a $2 an hour raise also at $26.50. The deputy county district court, that one was asked for a 3%.
Mr. Chairman, how would the 3% compare to the $2?
I think 3% would be just slightly less. And 3% would be 71 cents based on the last year's per hour. There was a request for the deputy county public defender to leave that at the 64,699, same as it was last year.
I have not received anything from the county attorney.
Okay, very good.
Kurt, did you say the same, 26?
2650 is what the assessor had recommended. And this is just for the next fiscal year, correct?
Correct.
Starting the first pay period in October.
Okay.
I was gonna ask on the deputy county attorney and the deputy county public defender, those salaries, do we know, are those based on a 40-hour work week?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you're 40 hours, aren't you?
It's 40 hours, but it's salary. So,
Right.
but yes, it is based
Right,
off of a 40.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah.
Do we want to do something standard here, or are we gonna make some match or what?
Right, yeah.
With that, and we looked at it all in the budget committee.
As far as the deputy's wages, not specifically, no.
Well, these were what were recommended
Right.
to the board, right, by the elected officials?
Correct,
So,
yep,
Because you look at 3%, it's about 1,500.
yep,
You look at $2 based on
Yep.
1,080 hours, you look at 4,000.
correct,
It's quite a difference.
it is.
But the clerk, assessor, treasurers, and district court clerk, we only work 37 and a half hours a week. We're not 40 hours.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
a little bit of a difference.
it'd be a little less.
Yeah, yeah. Here's Jill.
I don't have any problem with the request as long as we can have it in the budget, which it's all, thank you. It's already a nightmare.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
What you feeling, Kurt?
I'm good with what was presented. Like you say, though, our budget, it's a big majority of that is personnel.
Right.
Of it,
Yep.
which with any government entity, political subdivision, it's gonna be,
Mhm.
so,
I have no problem with it, if that's what they recommend.
Mm-hmm. The deputy county attorney, I don't know if we had, Gary snuck away from us.
I think he'll be right back.
Okay.
He was caught by a defendant in the hallway.
Okay, very good.
For the district court clerk. you-
Yeah,
wanna
do
just
we?
do that 71?
Hey, I was right.
At 3%
No.
would be a little bit short
I'm
there,
very
wouldn't it?
good.
Compared to the other ones.
Compared to the others.
A little,
But,
yeah,
I mean, she had a reason.
okay.
I mean, did she have a reason why she was?
Okay, I-
Right.
Yeah,
I would assume if that's, maybe they're newer, so, you know.
Right,
But she also does the general assistance, so that there is some compensation
True.
there, correct?
right, yes, correct, yep.
Okay.
Did you have a thought or recommendation on your deputy's salary? That's where we're at currently on the agenda, is setting the deputy salaries.
Beyond that was submitted in the initial proposal?
Right, yeah, this would be, and were you leaving the base salary at the 64?
Correct.
Okay, perfect, okay, very good. All right, so, yeah, so I guess we would entertain a motion to set the wages by resolution if we're gonna accept the recommendations of the elected officials.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion, go ahead. I make a motion to approve the resolution, to approve the raises for all the departments, all the deputies as submitted.
Second.
All right, very good. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Paulsberger,
Yes.
Holgren,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Sykes, Obenauer.
All right, we were, since Jill just stopped in here, we're down a couple, individuals, and so we were wondering, if we had the time to postpone the budget workshop, based on our budget hearing.
Okay.
Do we have any wiggle room there to postpone this afternoon's budget workshop?
Potentially, depending on how long you're thinking of postponing it.
Sure. So originally we were thinking maybe next week.
Okay.
We do have one board member that would be gone next week. So we could possibly push it till the 6th, but then that completely, pushes back our budget hearing.
Right. So the biggest challenge is the publication for the hearing.
Yes.
Let me go look through
Okay.
that, and then I will let you
Perfect.
know. Sound good?
That'll work.
Okay.
Thank you so
very
much.
good. You bet.
All right. Josh was gonna be here, I believe, for these next two, so maybe we'll, skip down to the discuss an act on creating an opioid recovery fund. So we need to set up this fund so that we can, start to receive those funds. This was the agreement that we opted into.
Do you want me to grab that file to make sure I get the right numbers?
Okay, yep, very good.
I think that was an agreement that we approved, that would go through 2037 or something like that, for about, I think it averaged out about 5,400 to 6,000 a year.
Mhm.
Basically like the tobacco
Right.
settlement.
Bill, do you remember, were there any restrictions on the use of those funds?
I don't think so. I think we could use them any way we wanted. We had no restrictions on the tobacco funds.
Okay.
So I don't think there are on the opiate either.
I wonder, just thinking through this, and maybe this is more for a budget workshop discussion, but I wonder if some of those funds could be used to supplement some of the support that we give to,
Maybe like Region 5.
right, yeah.
That would be a good one, because they do a lot of, substance abuse. That'd be a
Right.
good place for it.
Mhm.
It's not a big amount, but it would sure
But-
help.
Right, exactly.
And that would go to the Region 5 services,
Mhm.
probably,
Mhm.
other than the system.
Sure.
Yeah, it'd be a good move.
All right, so, and do we need this as a resolution or just a motion?
A resolution.
So we need a resolution. Fund would be 2320 on the expense side and 531.01 on the revenue side.
And the amount for this one, this year's is $4,830.95.
I'd make that motion, Mr. Chairman, to adopt that resolution.
Very good, thank you. Thank you. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Holgren,
Yes.
Paulsberger,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Sykes, and Obenauer. I told Mary to call Josh to see where he's
Okay,
at.
very good.
Do you want me to go grab Ann?
I can go
Was she
grab
gonna
it.
come
Yeah,
down?
I can
Perfect,
grab
all right.
How about a few jokes, Mr. Chairman? Mr. Acting Chairman.
There you go, that's right.
Nice to
Our leader will return. You didn't bring your copy of that letter. That's all right. I might be able to find it.
Josh is out doing the DARE program right now, so they are trying to locate him and let him know. But I found the county assessor.
All right. Very good.
I'm here to get my hands up.
Haha, not at all, not at all. No, we just, so, you had shared your letter of resignation.
That's correct.
And so we wanted to, just have you come in here, offer our thanks for your years of service to
You're
York
welcome.
County, and to accept your letter of resignation on behalf of the citizens of York County.
Well, I thank you very much. I have enjoyed my years of working for the county, and I worked in the old, the new, and the newer, so I've worked with 3 generations of farmers and homeowners, so yes. But it's time for me to retire.
Well, we thank you for serving and
You're welcome.
helping us out through so many years. And
Yes.
so, yeah,
It's
we wish
getting
you
more
well.
difficult all the time,
Mhm.
so.
Yep, very good. Well, good luck and have fun in your newfound freedom.
I will still be around, but I'm going to do other things. The first cold, snowy day, I'm going to call girls in the office and tell them, ha ha ha, I don't have to come to work today.
Very good,
Yeah.
very good. All right, and you'll be here through the
First
end of this month?
September.
Okay,
Mhm.
very good. All right,
Yeah.
very good. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you for all your cooperation.
Thank you, Ann.
Very good.
Thanks,
Okay,
Ann.
thank you.
Wish you well.
We won't say whether that's for sad you're leaving or happy you're going.
Thank you. Well, either or I will accept.
And she won't tell you either, will
All right, so, well, we can just hold on here a little bit longer for, and so we can go ahead and move to any committee reports. Kurt, you have?
Yeah, we had a Blue Valley meeting. It was a hybrid, online and, in person in Geneva last week.
Thank you.
Just kind of going over there, starting the reorganization process too there, so getting officers and whatnot nominated for elections. Oh, that'll be at the November meeting, so we'll meet next month, we'll meet in October, November yet. Other than that, received a few phone calls about some road issues. Can't think of too much else, just I kind of been working with the county assessor on some things, kind of getting this whole postcard deal figured out, and working with the clerk on that too a little bit yesterday afternoon, so, kind of gearing up for transition. I'll be going to assessor's workshop next week, so I'll be
Okay.
out Monday through Thursday next week, so.
Very good,
Other than that, that's all I have to report, Mr. Chairman.
very good, thank you. Bill, anything to share today?
Haven't attended any meetings the last couple of weeks, Mr. Chairman. I will be going to the Region 5 meeting again on the 12th of September. And they have one meeting in September and one in November. There won't be any in the rest of the time. So that will be my second last meeting. And I would strongly encourage whoever, who gets appointed, but make sure there's representation on the Region 5 board. There's 16 counties, 16 county commissioners. It's a fun board to be on. It's just kind of like family. They've spent a lot of time in helping people. We govern about 650 57 employees, I think, and also about that many people that were taken care of as far as substance abuse, sexual abuse. Now the big thing is suicide, and really encourage that we be a part of it, because we do support it, financially. So I would encourage someone on this board to be part of that. That's basically all I have.
Sure, very good, very good. Kelly, do you have anything to share today?
I don't, the central district meeting is next month, so if anybody would like to go, please sign up for that.
I think we also got in the mail yesterday, at least I received something about the NERMA
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
meetings coming up, so those are always, have pretty good information, especially if you're managing an office. I feel like those are always good ones to go to.
Sure.
So,
Very good.
and I think that's in
Very good.
October, that conference is.
Mm,
That place in
right, yep.
October.
14th, something like that.
Yeah.
Very, very informational. Norman.
Nerman,
And they do have somebody now to take Terry Baxter's place.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a letter yesterday. with that.
Okay.
Very good. So just YCDC exec committee met last week, and so they continue to work on some housing things to get some housing options available to help with workforce, and the daycare, childcare issue, I guess you'd call it, is forefront in their mind, and they continue to find ways to help get some more spots available so we can help with that side of the workforce as well. One thing that I guess is more of a public service announcement, I guess, I just, being out in the country, you see some of the different activities that happen, and there was, the other day, I noticed some kids were out riding ATVs and bikes, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was out in the country riding them when I was a kid as well, but what I did notice is that they were going right through intersections and not stopping, and so it was kind of just something to, some of those intersections are blind, and so be aware, I guess, just when you're out in the country, both if you're the ATV rider, or if you're somebody driving a vehicle, be aware of what's happening out there. We did get told that Josh would be here momentarily, so we'll bear with us. Yes?
I think Harvey didn't mention that this morning, but the work is being finished on Road J,
Mhm.
J and 13.
Yes,
where
correct.
they're squaring off that corner. I think
Yep.
J is closed partially.
I do believe so,
Gotta
yes.
get
They were
that
doing
whole
that this morning, yeah.
Intersection taken care of, so
Yep.
that curve would be gone.
Mm-hmm, yep, yep. And I know there's been some discussion on where we changed the, recharge road, and there was some restrictions, so it's a fairly narrow intersection, but we've had discussions with Harvey. I know that it was something that, I got multiple calls on, regarding, a T dead end, or a T intersection, having enough room for a farm vehicles to make the corners and whatnot, and so Harvey is aware of that, and will do his best to make that a passable intersection for larger vehicles as well.
But we also have that on all intersections.
Correct.
But
Yep, exactly.
we learn to adapt, I guess.
Yep. Is Josh gonna join you on the interlocal discussion?
Last I knew, he was gonna be here about 9:10.
Okay, cool, very good.
We take a little break if you'd like to.
Okay, yeah, so we can recess for 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Till he gets here.
15.
But, let's say 9:15,
Okay.
recess till 9:15.
Recess till 9:15, perfect. back in session, and we're gonna discuss and act on interlocal agreements for housing prisoners. So we have Josh with us.
So one of the things that we were requested to do was to go through and make sure that we had contracts, interlocal agreements with all the counties to where we're housing.
Sure.
Obviously, we talked about the bills and things that are occurring through these agencies, and we've had the county attorney's office look over these contracts. They're in the process of, right now, we actually have them in the hands of these other counties as well. Every once in a while, there's a very, very minor modification that's made to these contracts, but I do have copies of the proposed contracts that I can give you guys here, so you guys can take a look at them. They're pretty basic wording. In fact, this is the same wording that we used in a contract that was approved by this board in 2018 between Seward County. And so it's a fairly standardized form, just saying what the responsibilities it actually protects both ends. It's a fair agreement. Like I said, it's been reviewed, and I would entertain any questions that you guys might have. And then I would ask this board to consider allowing minor modifications to those contracts, because every once in a while the attorneys will want to word one or two words differently to make a minor modification. And that would probably be done between our county attorney's office and their county attorney offices, and then allow the chairman of the board to sign them for these interlocal agreements.
So the county attorney hasn't looked over this yet, or has?
The county attorney has.
Has, okay.
Yep. And if you want to ask him any questions as well, they've gone through and they've looked them over.
It will be the same for every entity that we're dealing with.
Correct, yes. And I gave you the example, but it's the exact same contract, other than we changed the names of the counties. So we sent them out requesting them. So it would be an interlocal agreement with Platte County, with Butler County, with Hamilton County, which are the primary people that house our inmates currently. And we already have an interlocal agreement with Seward County, signed 2018, which is the exact same contract that you have in front of you, except that it says Seward County on that one and Seward County's address.
Sure.
The dollar amount per day can vary.
It can vary, yes, but three of the entities actually charge us a little bit less.
Okay.
And we try to utilize them whenever we possibly can, but every once in a while, they will get full, or they will be at their capacity where they can't hold anymore. They have to leave so much room there so that they can house prisoners that come in, because they never know, because it varies up and down a little bit. We've run into that with like Butler County. Butler County is very generous in holding our inmates, but obviously they can only hold so many.
Sure.
Platte County is a little bit bigger, but it's also a little farther to drive. We house there a lot as well. And Hamilton County has been pretty gracious to us as well. That they have a fairly small facility, so it just depends.
What is our current census in our jail right now?
We got 25 in-house, 17 off-site.
Okay, and how many beds do we have available?
We have 37 regular beds, 2 holding cells, so that puts us at 39.
Okay,
When we've been full, we've maintained, get to 33, drop down to 30, ship 3 out to maintain that 30 number. That way it gives us that bedroom for people coming in and out. Prior to the fair, the goal was I want to get down to 25 to get ready for the fair weekend in case a lot of people come in. Since then, we've been maintaining a little bit lower. So when we got down to about 19, we brought a handful back. So, and Captain and I, we've talked that originally it was going to be 25 was going to be the magic number to sit there. Anything below 25, we start bringing them back. We moved that up to, we're going to be up to 27. So now that we're down to 25, looking at my options right now to who I can bring back to maintain 27. But that way we still allow that little bit of wiggle room that we don't get back up to
end up happening is you can end up filling your facility, and then you have to end up finding bed space. Whereas most of the time, finding bed space is easier during the day, to be able to talk to the directors of the facilities to figure out where you can get people. And if we max out our facility, then we end up having to take them and transport them in the middle of the night where we have less staff. And so you take people off of the road patrol to take them and to actually move them, taking a trip up to Platte County at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, transferring inmates. We have done that in the past, but it's obviously not ideal, because then you don't have your law enforcement here in the county patrolling when we need them. So we're trying to balance that, keeping it full enough, but not keeping it so full that we're having to transport in the middle of the night.
Sure, yeah, very good.
Is this something we have to do by resolution or just simple? Any other local agreements?
Yeah, we've had one through Seward.
I,
Yeah.
No,
I think that what they're asking for is the authorization to negotiate and authorize the chairman to sign, is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
So I don't think we necessarily need a resolution, I
Yeah,
think
okay.
it can be the motion.
Okay.
Just so that we have these agreements in place, yeah, in order
Right.
to cover both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And if there are any changes to any of the agreements, the board may want to take a look at those prior to authorizing the chairman to sign, but I think you could probably authorize, if Hamilton County or Platte County approves it as is, you could probably authorize to sign, but if they want to change cause to caused or something like that, just to make sure that everything's hunky-dory, you may want to bring it back before the board,
Right.
because we attorneys like to mess things up.
Well, it's just, I mean, yeah, there's minor things, but there's anything substantial, and I feel like it should come before the board.
Right.
You know, but who's gonna be making that determination whether it's substantial or not? The chairman, the legal counsel?
Well, and that's the thing, that's why belt and suspenders says any change comes back before the board.
Mhm.
That way there's no question, is this substantial or not? Because otherwise we get 5 years into this agreement and we're arguing over the definition of the word is,
Right.
and, yeah.
Yeah, and I trust everyone involved, but at the same time, I still feel like the board's approving it, you know, if it's an agreement, the board needs to approve it. So.
Right. Do we, do you think the ones that are currently in the hands of those 3 counties, will they have any changes before they come back to us, or I guess where I'm going is, can we approve them today? Or do we need to wait till they send their?
So I think if they accept it as it's written currently, I think like
Right.
they said, I think it's perfectly
Yep.
fine. But if we have any changes, I mean, ultimately, most of the changes would be made between the county attorney's offices. That's
Right.
that's where that change is gonna
Sure.
be made. So what we'll end up doing at this point now is just going through and getting a hold of people, so that in the next 2 weeks, you guys have an idea of what's gonna be coming before you. And then in 2 weeks, if they approve it as is, I think that's perfectly. Get the rest of this hammered out and then go from there.
Right.
So this particular one's with Hamilton County that you handed us.
Correct, yes, yep.
And this one's ready for us to approve.
So that one is the one that we proposed to Hamilton County, and sent over to them to have them review it.
Okay?
So if they accept it as is, then at that point, yes, that would be an approved copy. That's the exact same one that we sent out to all of the agencies. So we proposed this to all of the other entities, and it's the one that we're already in agreement with Seward. So we thought it was a fair agreement, and so the only question would be is if their attorneys look at it and say, I don't like this wording here, let's make it this wording. It's gonna be most likely something fairly minor, that they would change in the contract itself. But I think just to be safe, we probably, if there are changes, just bring them back in front of the board and give the chairman then the authority to sign.
Right.
But if they accept it as is,
Right.
that's the same agreement that we're currently in with
Yep.
Seward County.
Has anyone been negotiating with Hamilton County on this particular one?
We've been contacting, we contacted them already to try to get them to start taking a look at it. They wanted to get it on the agenda, to get it in front of you guys as quickly as possible.
But have
and-
have our attorneys had discussions with Hamilton County's attorneys?
Not yet.
Hammered everything out, and it's ready to go to the boards?
They have not, no.
Okay.
They have not gone attorney to attorney.
Then are we kind of premature in ourselves in approving this?
So if they approve it, if they were to approve it, then at that point, I was asked by Randy to give the preliminary one out today so that you guys knew that this was coming.
Okay,
I think that if we get these approved, it will help with our budget, because there'll be additional interlocal agreements. And so that was kind of why we wanted to have it on today, to get this board's thoughts, and if we agreed with it, then approvals, so that we could get those in place as quick as we can.
If we would approve it with the option that the attorneys, anytime there's any change made by
Right.
any attorney from any of these entities, that would come back before the board.
Right, yeah, and so I think we would want to do, I mean, if we're happy with moving forward, which I think this board is, that we would, make a motion accepting this contract as it's written, and then, if Hamilton accepts it as written, then chairman can sign it and we can be done. If they don't, then we would have to come back and amend
Yeah, and we
and
would amend.
accept those
Correct.
changes.
Correct. And I think that's probably our timeline in order, for the budget purposes as well. If we can get it back within the next couple of weeks, that would also help in that as well.
Yep,
It does help us with the lid, correct?
correct.
I'd move to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Very good. Further discussion? Roll call, please. All right, discuss and act on closing DARE checking account.
So this checking account is an account that we set up probably when I first started teaching DARE 18 years ago. One of the things that the auditor suggested to us is that everything be run directly through budget. So even any donations that come in, we've figured out that process as well. So that's something that she suggested a couple years ago. So this account has been sitting over the last 14 months with a $1 in the account. So it's just maintaining, it's just open.
Yep.
So it's our feeling that we don't need this account anymore, but we do need the board to go ahead and essentially give us approval to close the account. The dollar would be taken down to the treasurer and deposited into the appropriate fund. So that's what we would end up doing.
Very good.
Mr. Chairman, I just make a motion to authorize law enforcement to close the checking account for DARE.
Second?
Perfect. Any other discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Holmesburg,
Yes.
Holgren,
Yes.
Rhodes,
Yes.
Sykes, and Overmeyer.
All right. Any questions on the fee reports? Very good. So that brings us to the end of this morning's items. Just want to get the board's thoughts on budget workshop. Obviously, we're a couple men down. So we were talking to Jill regarding whether or not we could postpone. So she would be available to be here for a special meeting next week. She would not be available if we postponed it till the 6th, till our regular meeting on the 6th. She would not be available to assist then. So I guess if we move the budget hearing or the budget workshop to next week, it puts a little bit of a constraint as far as having the budget hearing on the 6th. But we do have time to push the budget hearing to the
20th?
20th.
Because they've extended the state requirement, I mean, for the budget in.
The way I understand it is, yeah, they have till October 5th to send the budget.
That would give me ample time.
I guess I got a question regarding the hearing. We're gonna have this joint hearing.
Right.
With the other entities involved, and these are proposed budgets.
Right.
So why do we need to have a budget hearing on our budget? We're not formally approving anything, we just need to have the hearing, and after that hearing, then we have to have the joint hearing, at which after that time, then, do we have to have another hearing on just our budget to adopt it? Or are we just do our workshop, and then from that workshop, then is when we have our,
Right. And it's, help me if you
Should I go
follow
get
me.
Jill?
Yeah,
Um,
we get
we
Jill.
could,
or
yeah.
I'll go grab Jill. It's,
Yep.
the whole process was kind of, makes
Sure.
sense to me.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're looking at though, is moving the budget workshop, the next meeting, the budget hearing
Right.
on the 20th.
Right. That would be the best. We do lose Jill in doing that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know if she would have somebody in her office that could zoom in with us and help us. I don't, she adjusts those numbers while we're
Right.
sitting here talking is mainly the reason. I mean, and then to answer any of our questions.
Is she available then on the 6th?
She is not.
Not the
And-
6th.
Right, that's the
That's,
kicker. Otherwise it'd be a no-brainer to do that.
is she next Tuesday?
She is available next Tuesday. Kurt would not be, but he says that's okay. He wouldn't,
That might be ideal. She didn't
Give
know
us-
if she could join us by
Zoom.
Zoom.
I know it sounds like maybe she's committed to another,
Okay,
we will clarify with her here.
yeah.
We did need you.
Huh?
We did need you.
It's all right. Okay.
So the question came up, regarding the 2.5% hearing.
Yes.
So if we do not get under that 2.5%, do we have our own budget hearing and then another budget hearing?
No.
Or it can all be at the same time?
Correct. It would all occur in that 17th through 28th timeframe. It'd be
Right.
done at once.
And so if we have the budget hearing today and we
The
don't.
workshop today.
If we
Yes,
have
yes, yes.
the workshop today
Yes.
and we don't get under that 2.5%, we would not have the budget hearing on the 6th anyway.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And currently we're
$1.5 million.
right.
So if we're looking at, say, let's pick a date out of the year, the 21st of September, where we'd have this joint hearing,
Yes.
our publication deadline for that hearing is what? Is it just
It'd
like the
have to
normal
be-
publication times that for
Yeah.
most, for,
Yeah, so you'd want it on the 15th, right?
publicize it on the
5 days.
15th?
No, yours publishes on Friday, but not Monday.
Correct.
Right, we don't have
Okay.
it Monday.
So you could do Friday, the 16th as well.
As a budget workshop or
as
publicize
your
it?
No, as the
publication.
publication date.
But we could meet for public, we could do budget workshop, say that week of the 12th, right? Because you're not available the week of
I am not available the week of the 12th.
the 12th, you're not.
Mhm.
Okay. But the
No.
6th you would be, right?
No,
No?
no, I am out both of
Okay,
those
both those weeks, okay.
Next week I am good.
Okay.
So we have to have the budget to the auditor by October, is that correct?
No, September 30.
September 30.
Why did I think it was October?
There's a different
There's a,
deadline.
yeah, the 5th is
I just had that up here. Hold on.
levies.
Oh, maybe it was levies.
Yeah, I think that's the, yes. The 5th means something, Kelly, in the new schedule.
There's October 15th, deadline for subdivision, submit property tax request for resolution to the county clerk. October 20, county board sets levies. That used to be October 15th.
Okay.
And September 30 is budget
Filing
deadline and interlocal agreement report of the
Yes.
auditor, state auditor. Well, then we should just plan on doing the budget workshop next week at some
Next
point.
week.
Right.
Can you do that?
I'm more, I cannot, but if there's gonna be 4 members here, that's better than having 3, so. And my complaints are gonna be the same complaints I've had the last 14 years, on the budget, so, and they know what those are. And they're still there because none of them come around how smart I am, so.
So the week of the 6th works better for you. And the week, doing something the week of the 12th makes me very nervous.
Sure.
Right.
In terms of allowing enough time to
Yep.
make sure that all of our numbers are good, tied out,
Right.
review things, and make that publication deadline.
So I'm fine if this board proceeds next week with that, so.
You'd be back next Friday?
I'll be back next Friday, the 2nd, or excuse me, the 2nd of September, I'll be back.
Will the rest of you be available though if that's Labor Day weekend?
I would be, I don't.
You looking at what day?
September 2, Friday, September the 2nd, I'll be back in town then.
I'm fine with that.
Mhm.
Friday the 2nd.
Right. And you would be available to us
I can
that
be
day?
available. That would be easier for me than to try and shuffle the week of the 6th.
Mhm.
That'd be a week from Friday.
Correct.
And is this just the workshop or is it?
The workshop, the budget workshop.
And then basically, you're planning for your hearing the week of the 19th.
Right. yeah,
Whether
we'd be-
that's just your hearing or as part of the joint public hearing.
Right.
Or I could do Thursday afternoon as well, September the 1st, if we wanted to do 2:30, but if we'd rather do it in the morning and give ourselves plenty of time on the Friday.
Friday, we're fine.
Yeah.
2nd.
Check with Randy and Jack to make sure too, but,
Yeah, I guess we don't have to set the date
no, we can just put
at
it,
this moment.
right,
Right.
we have an idea here.
Yes.
And
But
if it
either
absolutely
Thursday-
doesn't work, I'm still here, I can maybe figure out some shuffling
Okay.
for that week of
The 6th.
the 6th.
I mean, that would be, if we didn't do it Thursday or Friday the 1st or 2nd, we would do it on our meeting day, the 6th, would be my thought. So, all right. I guess if we're all in agreement, we'll, do we need to make a motion to postpone the budget workshop since it's on the agenda?
We should.
Yeah. So I would entertain a motion to postpone the budget workshop to a later date.
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
And then the budget workshop will be a public meeting, which will then be
Correct.
publicized in the paper anyways, so people will know about it.
Exactly. Yep. All right, roll call, please.
Holden,
Yes.
Swansburg,
Yes,
Gruntz,
Yes.
Sykes, and Oldmeyer.
and you'll be here, correct? Yeah, okay. On the
We'll
2nd.
we'll figure something out.
Are you
We'll
doing
figure it out.
tomorrow morning?
We'll do morning if it's Friday probably, and if it works better on the afternoon of the second, or the first, we'll do it in the afternoon. Kirk would be back on the afternoon of the first, Thursday the first.
Well, we'll do it Friday morning. That sounds good.
Yeah, that gives even more time in the day to get
I'm
any changes
available
in.
at 4:30.
All right.
We
are
adjourned?
adjourned.
Cool.